here today with episode, as I said, episode, I believe this is 19.5? Yeah, 19.5. So, the way I'm doing this episode, as you can see, it's very similar to the other one being 15.5, but I am actually going to edit this one a little bit, not as much as the main series episodes, but I am going to edit this one a little bit because I feel like it should be somewhat easy, hopefully. I'm really worried because I'm recording this on the 23rd, so tomorrow's Christmas Eve, and I think once I get the festivities with my family done, just this Christmas is going to be a lot different than the other ones, but because I'm only going to be doing this with like my main family. Usually we have a bunch of people over, but because obviously I don't know if I can say the word, but obviously that big thing, it's we have restrictions, so I'm going to abide by those. But I'm thinking Christmas night I'm going to be editing the next episode, but this one I want to edit just quite a bit because I really want to kind of talk over this because a lot of interesting stuff has happened recently that similar to the other one that I did, that I really want to talk about it. Now, sadly, it's not like I can talk about these big opinions. I'm probably going to be talking about a majority of one thing, but the cool thing that happened recently that I kind of said in that video, I realized are kind of old news now and kind of lame. I was going to talk about the new Mandalorian episode, but I can't because someone asked about it. But I might just talk about the Mandalorian as a whole or something like that. But one thing I wanted to mention, because I got the bragging rights, and I thought it was really weird. Comic-Con, if you guys don't know, Comic-Con is making a museum, and out of nowhere they did like a Pac-Man. Pac-Man was added to it as character of the year. They're doing this yearly. Last year I think was Batman, and they did this little contest where they said like, oh, we'll put your video in our episode if you send it over. And then I was like, I was editing a video, and then I said, you know what, screw it, I love Pac-Man, I'll send this in. And I was like, I was never gonna get in, and they they put me in the montage, and it blew my mind. I wanted to mention that it's not like a huge story. The whole thing, that the whole museum thing was really well made. I thought it was very, very well done. So good work, Comic-Con Museum. There were some moments where I'm like, this is a bit weird. Like when when they got like a person in like a Pac-Man mascot suit to like talk to the audience and be like he's being interviewed. That was very like weird. It's intended for kids.
Wow, that's wonderfully profound. I don't even know what to say.
After what I've heard from you tonight, I would actually prefer if you didn't say anything at all.
So it does make sense, but like it was a bit strange. But overall, the whole thing was very, very good. But that's the one thing that I wanted to sort of talk about in that regard. I was also going to talk about, what else did I put on that little thing? The Sephiroth being added to Smash Bros. Was also a huge thing that I wanted to talk about because at the time that was really big. But now that I'm recording this, Sephiroth is he's already in the game. Beforehand, what I was going to talk about was like the whole Sephiroth's challenge thing, which I thought was really interesting and really cool that they did that for Smash, and I really hope they do something like that again, where they add like a little limited time mode where you can unlock the character beforehand. I thought that was so cool and interesting. But now Sephiroth's in the game, so I can't really even talk about it. I guess the most that kind of added was people tried speedrunning it, and like I think people got up to like 2 seconds. I still never got to beat him on the hardest difficulty, which is kind of sad, but whatever. I just wanted to talk about how I think Sephiroth was a very cool addition and what he added to the game. I personally couldn't get into him. I played him in Elite Smash for a little bit on like the one free day I wasn't recording or editing. I jumped into that, and overall I could say Sephiroth is a Pac-Man destroyer. My GSP went so low, but after a little bit I kind of figured him out, and I was able to get somewhat to where I was at in the GSP in Smash Ultimate. Elite Smash and GSP just doesn't matter at all, except it's just like I like to have a point to know where I was at so I can get back to it. It's the only thing that makes online Smash interesting, personally. Ooh, I'm having some lag in the video I'm watching. I just realized I was watching the video, like our actual video. I have it up so I can watch it and explain what's going on, but I don't think we realized anything too big. Do we have the disc yet? That was like kind of the most interesting thing. I don't think so. In this episode, I get a music disc and I just completely don't acknowledge it at all in what will be the next one, I think. But yeah, I get a music disc. I'll explain when that happens. I don't think we have too many ender pearls just yet because yeah, we're only about 5 minutes in. This whole recording was about 2 hours, but that was that. And also with Sephiroth, that's all I wanted to say. I don't know. The one other thing that I posted up there in those pictures that I wanted to talk about was how yesterday, I want to say, was the whole Saturn and Jupiter where they merged the winter solstice great collision, which I only happens once every 800 years, so I wanted to talk about that. I know a lot of people got like a much better view. There we go, we killed an Enderman. There's the second one. I went outside and I saw nothing, which is kind of sad, but just knowing that I lived it is cool, I guess. So there's that too. But overall, that's all I really wanted to talk about, and I'm realizing that like I got through that really quick. There we go, we got the disc in the episode. It was right there. That flashed by really quick, and I never put that in the regular one, but there's that too. With But another thing I kind of want to talk about is just like this series and like Christmas in general, just kind of like an update, because a lot of people like ask me questions in the videos, which I appreciate so much, and I love when people give me subjects, and I really like kind of prefer that style because it builds like kind of a better interaction with the audience. But I do like kind of talking in these videos about like just subjects I want to talk about personally, though I do definitely prefer the more Toad 27 Yeetist elitists questions. If you want to be one of those fellows, just throw a subject down below. They're very, very cool people. But overall, I enjoyed that kind of more in a case, but I do like kind of saying subjects. Like in the case here, I was going to talk about The Mandalorian, but final episode, because I thought that was awesome, amazing. I'll get into that in probably episode 21 because someone asked about it in a subject. So in my next recording session, I'm probably just gonna have like an entire geek moment of talking about it. But that whole episode was so good, and just like the whole season was so good. I never talk about it in the actual series about how much I just love The Mandalorian, and just specifically The Mandalorian for some reason. The Mandalorian, I was never a real big Star Wars guy. I want to mention that. Like it was always just something like a casual thing. But that series popped me into it so much. I'm so much into The Mandalorian. One thing that I think like why I enjoy it more is just because I never really liked the concept of the Jedi. I just thought that they were like, oh cool, they have lightsabers and that, but like other than like the Force never really interests me. I find The Mandalorian like they're very much like the thing I find about like in the Star Wars universe, they're very much different cultures, but they're like, because like the Mandalorians and the Jedi had a war, which I find so cool because they're like two competing kind of cultures. Like one is like very gifted in like this with this cool talent, but like the Mandalorians, they're like their character idea, their philosophy is like they kind of have to work to get it. Like they're basically like a character in kind of like a video game or something where like they level up over time and like they gain more things like a jetpack and stuff like that, and they work for their hunting and stuff like that, while the Jedi, like they're given a gift and they fight for that. And I really like that kind of idea that's spread around, like and that's why I like the Mandalorian so much more. I think there's like just so much more stakes in that series, and I love Din Djarin's character, and Boba Fett too. That was cool. I didn't really I was so confused with that reveal there that they did with Django. I guess they're taking a bit more from Legends canon. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm so sorry, but I guess they're doing the whole Django thing. And other character there, another Enderman just died. I don't know, I forget his name. Post him up. Something Jarrell? I don't know, but they're taking that whole thing, and I guess like there's always been an argument like, is Boba and Django a Mandalorian? I think this season definitely confirmed if Django's Mandalorian, he's a foundling, but I think the next season they're gonna do like a whole the Book of Boba Fett. That's kind of a spoiler, but I don't think it is. That Disney themselves have revealed that that's a series, but with the Book of Boba Fett, I think it's just gonna explore like the idea of like, is Boba a Mandalorian, or is he just a clone of his, or is just a clone of this guy? Like he definitely doesn't like move with their cultural beliefs. So it's very, very interesting, that whole thing. I'm kind of rambling about The Mandalorian, but I really, really wanted to talk about it because I love that show so much. It was probably one of my favorites, and I'm so sad because we're probably not gonna get season 3 until like 2021. We're gonna have the Book of Boba Fett, but I'm not as hot with Boba than I am with. That's such a weird way of saying it, but it's true. Pedro Pascal is a beautiful man. Tamora Morrison is also a beautiful man, but there's that. Oh, it's such a funny thing, but there's that as well. Here I'm destroying our little camp we had, which is kind of sad. A creeper's blown up here, and I'm cleaning it up. The reason why I do that is just because, like, I just hate whenever just there's big piles of creeper holes. Like, once they begin to stack up, your world looks so ugly. So whenever a creeper blows up, I always try filling it up. I don't know if that's because I don't know if someone has asked me and said, like, that's very much a you thing, and that's I question that all the time. It's very, very strange. I just realized also, like, this recording's a bit ahead of where we are in the actual recording, so I'm gonna need to crop it to perfectly match it up, but that's fine. I wanted to make this episode like kind of like an insight on how everything's made, but I haven't really talked about that. I'm just being nerdy and geeking out on things. Today's 23rd, so I guess I'll talk about this, being that tomorrow's Christmas Eve. I'm very interested. If people wanted to know what Cruz wants for Christmas, it's nothing. I just want love. I want to be with people. This year has been so bad. I hate it. I hate this year so much. So I'm just so happy that, like, I'm gonna respect Christmas. Like, I don't want anything this year. I just want to be with family. One gift is, like, fine. I don't really care about that. I think I'm at the age, for those who don't know, this is the big reveal. This is why you watch this episode. I'm 18 years of age. I think it's like, I'm no longer a child, so, like, I don't really need stuff. Mind you, soon I will be entering that adult kind of area, so I'm gonna need some money, being that regard, but other than that, we're entering. No one wants to hear about my personal indifferences. That's not the correct word, but personal struggles. But other than that, that's kind of how I'm viewing Christmas. I just can't wait. It's gonna be kind of sad because usually I spend Christmas with, like, a lot of family members, and that's why I love it so much. But we're probably not gonna get that. But this year is the first time I've really gone out and bought gifts, and I'm very happy about that because I can't wait to see my family's reactions, what I got them. I think I'm also gonna get some other gifts. I don't want the people to watch, but very interesting, very interesting. I'm just rambling at this point, but I'm just so happy because it's the Christmas season, and this is probably gonna come out on Christmas Eve, so there's that. This episode isn't integral. I can talk about what I want. This is just a vlog, basically, of me explaining, like, what's cool. That was the thing that just happened on screen. Was so funny. So, like, I was attacked by Enderman, and then, like, they couldn't enter the door. Like, I if you guys looked, I was running away from those Endermen for so long, and then I just killed them at my doorstep. It was such a weird thing. Another thing I don't know if I commented on, but a lot of the times I realized how bad the lighting in the Starbucks house is. Like, creepers and zombies just show up in there, and I had to, like, lure a creeper out and shoot it a bit of times. The bow is so useful. I love it. I got that, and here I died. That was also kind of funny. I never really I acknowledged that in the first episode, but I only died twice here. I died to a creeper and I died to falling. So I was very proud of that. The armor, I never realized how useful it is. I wanted, in a future episode, like, we're getting really close to the end, so I hope to find just a bit more of diamonds so I can maybe make a diamond helmet, and I want to take, like, that, the Mandalorian scene where he's getting his armor built because it's my skin, where he's getting his armor built, by the, armorer, and, I'll just put, like, a diamond in and, like, that. So if you're interested in that, there's that. But now I'm just gonna comment on what's happening in the episode. I found a cave here. I never really acknowledged that. We might go back. I kind of forgot it was there, to be completely honest. But I will acknowledge this. We're getting really close to the end, so I can't really say much in terms of subjects because I'll just get cut off. But I highly doubt we're gonna get another episode 0.5 until probably next season, which I'll be completely honest, I also don't know when's happening. I think I want to say, like, heck, I don't know. These episodes like aren't too hard to make, but if there's like other stuff going on in my life, they're kind of difficult. So that's kind of my viewpoint. Like this just these 2 episodes, I'm on the clock. Like just the fact that I want to edit this video is kind of dangerous. So I'm practically making these both in a 2-day range. But these episodes are just so fun. Really, I honestly love just making the series and stuff like that. And what a great place to end it off with, because we only have 8 seconds. But thank you guys for watching. Of course, I can't do a cool end screen because this episode isn't part of the main plot. But the thing end. Just pause on the screen. But thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day. Merry Christmas if you're watching it on this. Bless your guys' soul for watching the series. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day.